So today I'm going to be taking a look at a new tablet. This is the new OSCAL Pad 100. Now I don't currently have a price for this tablet, but being a Blackview product, it's pretty safe to assume that it's going to be a sub £200 to £250 product. So I'm just going to whip it out of the box, see what it's all about from my new home and my new studio over there, which I will show you in a future video. Let's get into it. Okay, so here is the new OSCAL Pad 100 from Blackview, and I've got it with 256 gigs of storage and up to 24 gigs of RAM using 8 gigs of native RAM and up to 16 gigs using some of that storage. So if we just flip over to the back, see some of the specs, you get a 12-inch 1200 by 2000 resolution display, an 8 megapixel front camera and 16 megapixel rear camera, the RAM that I just mentioned, a Unisoc T615 processor, 9000 mAh battery, and it comes preloaded with Android 15. So we'll just, sorry about that, whip open the box and see what it's all about. Now, as I said, I haven't currently got a price for this tablet, but as soon as I do have one, I will post it down in the comments. So on the top, you get a tempered glass screen protector, which is really great. And then you get the tablet pre-clad in a protective case, which again is nice. And then of course you've got protective covering on that screen. Let's just whip it out the box to see the tablet. They sent me the grey colour, which is a bit boring. Sorry, I'm going to move this knife because I keep whacking it. And there is the OSCAL Pad. Sorry, my lighting is a bit poor currently. I am hopefully upgrading my lighting to make it a little bit better. And there's just a few more of the specs there. So underneath you just get some paperwork, a SIM pin, as there is a SIM tray, a USB-A to USB-C charger, a free stylus pen, and then a 2-pin charger, as this has come directly from Blackview, and it is rated at up to 18 watts. So that should get you charged up relatively quickly. Not the quickest on the market. Okay, so here is the OSCAL Pad 100, and it has a pre-applied screen protector, power button on the top with volume buttons just beneath that, speakers on the bottom. I'm trying to get it so you can see it as best possible. Charging port just down the bottom there, headphone jack and your SIM tray, and then it's clean on the other side. So we'll just power on the tablet, see if we've got any juice. We do. So I'll just pop my information in and then I'll just have a quick look through the OS. Okay, so here is the OSCAL Pad 100 out of the box. A pretty stock version of Android, no bloatware or anything like that. They've got FM radio, WPS Office, Google Translate built in, and then just the usual Google apps already on the device. So no bloatware, no preloaded games or anything like that, which is really great. So if I just jump into the settings, and it's a pretty stock Android look in terms of the settings. You've got your usual Wi-Fi and Bluetooth options. You can jump into your apps, see all your apps, and then you can tweak with the settings for certain apps and certain preferences. And then you've got your notification information. There is a vibration motor in this tablet, which isn't always found in tablets. So you will get vibration notifications as well. And then battery information, there's a large 9000 mAh battery, which should get you some good endurance when it comes to watching videos and playing games, etc. And then of course with the storage, you get 256 gigs of built-in storage, a gigabyte used from the apps, 7.5 gigs from Android 15 and the system, and then temporary system files, a couple of gigs as well. So you've got loads of space to store all of your media, all your games and all your documents, etc. Sound and vibration. One thing I will do is go into vibration and haptics, and then just remove touch feedback because I found that a little bit irritating, as the haptics in these budget tablets and phones for that matter aren't particularly great. And then you can jump into display, and of course this is an area that you can tweak all your preferences when it comes to lock screen notifications, the screen timeout. You can toggle dark mode on and off, which apparently doesn't want to work. There we go. That's interesting. Why is it doing that? No idea. Display and text size, you can increase or decrease the size of the text, and then of course the display. If your eyesight's not quite the best, you can tinker with that as well. That's really thrown me off, that dark mode thing. That's really strange. I will have to have a little play around with that, see if I can get that sorted properly, and then I'll drop information in the comments if I do manage to sort it out. Nightlight mode, of course, switches to a more warmer looking display to remove the blue light, which is not always great on the eyes. And then of course you can tinker with the contrast as well. You can change to increase contrast, or you can set it to automatic, which will adjust the color temperature depending on what you're looking at. Color contrast, that's something I've not seen that often, and you can really tinker with the higher contrast with your text and all that sort of stuff. Auto rotate screen, screensaver, and then double click to bring the screen on, which is nice. So it's just a standard pin to unlock the tablet. I will have a look in a moment. Okay, that was weird. So randomly that's just decided to work. Bit delayed, but really weird. Anyway, wallpapers and style. Of course, this is where you can just really tinker with a few of the wallpapers. You've got a couple preloaded on there. And then I would imagine there will be ways that you can get some more, potentially. Although that doesn't seem to be the case on here. Again, I'll have a little tinker around with that. And then accessibility, you can select to speech, display and text size again, color and motion, extra dim, system controls, vibration and haptics, live caption. So there's a few extra bits in there. And then security and privacy, check for updates. Let's just have a look while we're here. There is a Google Play system update, which I won't do just yet. And then device unlock, yes, there is a face unlock as well, which will just be a 2D image of your face. I have got the screen pin, so there's no fingerprint scanner or anything like that, which is to be expected on a tablet of this sort of price. Bit of creaking going on from what I can feel, which is a bit strange. And then just the other usual bits and bobs, safety and emergency, passwords and passkeys. So if we just jump into system and click on system updates, we'll check for updates, and we are currently up to date. And then if I go back to about tablet, it's the Pad 100, 256 gigs of storage, 1200 by 2000, so it's a 2K display. It's actually quite a nice display, to be fair. 16 megapixel main camera, 8 megapixel front camera. You can use SIM cards, and then you've got 8 gigs with up to 6 gigs selected, or you can choose up to 16 gigs extra, and then Android 15 on top of that. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly test out the speakers with a little video. So, not there. So let's jump onto my YouTube channel, just so I don't get done with any copyright rubbish, and see what the speakers sound like.
Plus, it's great value. Full fibre is fast. It's fast. Get full fibre from $24.99 a month with speeds up to 900 megabit. So today I'm going to be checking out the new Motorola G55, and after checking out the G35, G75 and G85, I thought it'd only be right that I check out this next Motorola phone. So let's get into it. Okay, so here is the Motorola T615, the usual plastic-free packaging from Motorola. A few specs on the back: Full HD Plus 120Hz display, Dolby Atmos support for the speakers, 50 megapixel main camera with optical image stabilization, and a 5.
So it doesn't sound too bad, to be honest. You're not going to get, of course, the best speaker quality from a tablet at this sort of price. I've got a few apps installing in the background as well. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick gaming test just to test out the Unisoc T615 with a bit of Need for Speed, which is it's not the most demanding game in the world, but most games are of course optimized to run on as many devices as possible, and I have found with previous budget end phones and tablets that I've reviewed, they seem to handle Need for Speed relatively well, but I'm just going to be checking it out on the Pad 100. Seems to be pretty stutter free so far. And of course hopefully you can hear it a little bit. Seeing what it sounds like on these speakers. So yeah, it didn't handle it too badly at all. But of course it's just going to be basic performance on a tablet like this. But overall it's shaping up to be a pretty nice tablet, a nice stock-ish version of Android. Of course I've added a few apps on there as well. And then you've got loads of storage, you get pretty dependable performance. It is just a 60 Hz display, so you're not going to get a high refresh rate or anything like that. So if you're used to using high refresh rate displays on a phone or previous tablets, you are likely to notice a difference on here. Now in terms of build quality, I am kind of feeling a bit of creak when I'm moving it around. I can kind of hear it, but I'm not really. There's a little bit of flex in the plastic, which again, it's not going to be the highest quality materials, but overall it's not a bad little tablet. Now of course, when I find out price wise what you can get this for and its UK availability, I will definitely post down in the comments. But let me know down in the comments if you think this is shaping up to be a pretty decent tablet. I am looking at the more lesser known brands here in the UK a little bit more often. But yeah, let me know what you think of the OSCAL Pad 100. They do quote some OTA updates as well, but they didn't specify to me how many that would be, or whether that's just security updates or actual software updates. So I'll try and keep you posted when I get some more information on that as well. And I'll see you in the next one.